All right, so, oh my God, that is tall. And if you look at that, ooh, I did feel a drop. That felt cool. All right. This has a lot going for you. Like, oh my goodness. Let's see. Weird. Is it like automatically neutral? Because they won't go down to first gear. Yeah, it started.
You're not started yet. You're not started.
Oh.
Neutral there. Yeah, just hold one.
Oh. Fucking noob.
I'm here for you, brother.
Yeah. Alright. Wow, goodness. Definitely a different bike. I'm not even going to bother turning on my signals because I have no idea where the buttons are right now. Oh God. I must say I'm having a hard time getting used to this right now because I'm not getting that chance to get to know the bike before I go on the highway, which is kind of dangerous. Now, finding the gear shifter is slightly more difficult, I find, because it's tiny. The lean angle is nice. And it is a 6-speed bike. Now, it's my first time actually having a windshield. Ooh, that feels good. And it's pretty sweet. Now, I feel definitely taller on the bike because it is 33 inches, I want to say, as a riding height. I'm on 4th gear right now. It definitely is a different riding stance. Now, I'm not feeling the wind on the chest, but I do feel a little bit on the top of my head. My arms definitely are feeling it, but it's not too bad. I do find that there is a regenerative braking when I throttle off. Now, this is the KS Moto Cafe's first impression ride rather than a review because I definitely need more time on this bike to do a full review. Like, I don't even know where all the buttons are right now. All I'm testing at this moment is the handling of the bike. And so far, the handling is really nice. I actually feel very confident taking on the corners. The throttle response is pretty decent. I'm on street mode right now, and boy, I'm feeling some heat around my right leg right now. I'm not sure what it is, but it's keeping my foot really toasty. They're saying this is mid-control, but right now it feels like it's slightly to the rear. My feet is definitely behind my knees, so it's just something for me to get used to. One thing I'm still having a hard time getting used to right now is the gear lever. It is tiny, so I really gotta search for it when I'm trying to shift gears without looking. I'm just excited I got on the Pan America now. This is a 1250cc motorcycle with a Revolution Max engine on it that has 150 base horsepower. Now, am I riding this to get myself in an adventure bike? No, not yet, but I am riding it to see what the Revolution Max engine is all about, because my gut feeling is telling me is that the next iteration of Sportsters, because the Evolution engine is on its way out, I have a feeling Harley Davidson's going to start putting in the Revolution Max engine on it. Just saying. And if they came up with a Sportster 1250 with the Revolution Max engine on it, I would be the first in line to try that out and possibly trade in my iron. Now, the seat is really comfortable. The shocks are absorbing everything. The only thing I'm feeling right now, there's a slight vibration going through the entire frame of the bike. I'm not sure if that is the norm. The bike is in its braking period right now, so it's possible that some of the bolts need to be tightened a bit because there is a slight vibration to the thing. Now, the TFT display is huge and very clear, and I like it because I can actually see the speedometer in the peripherals of my vision. Now, the Brembo brake, what can I say? I love the Brembo brake. It is so nice. It catches on really well and it's very smooth. Now, with all these buttons here, I have no idea what they all are. Like, look how many buttons there are. It's like a PS4 controller. Like, I don't even know where the blinkers are right now because I was rushed out. Can a new rider ride this? I'm hesitating. Oh, it's all here. It's weird. I guess it's like a normal bike, whereas the other Harleys, you got your big buttons right and left, so this is a little bit different. So you press to cancel. Okay. Okay. Now that I know where the gear shifter is hiding, I'm actually having a pretty decent time shifting now. There's definitely a lot of torque on this motorcycle, and in my short time riding this bike, I feel pretty decent at it. The windshield really helps blocking out some of the wind, especially on my chin, but for some reason, because I'm getting hit on the top of my head a lot more, I hear a lot more wind noise. Let me see if I can try some weaving. This bike feels pretty nimble. The mirrors are nice and rectangular, which gives you a lot of good field of vision compared to other Harleys, which are usually oval shaped. This bike does not feel like a Harley. It's like the Livewire. It has a really good tech in this bike, but it doesn't feel like a Harley Davidson. So I don't know how that's gonna pan out for sales, because generally whenever Harley Davidson makes a bike that is not traditionally like a Harley, they do pretty poorly on sales. But I think this bike is bringing on a lot of new customers, especially from BMW GS riders and other riders who are looking for an adventure touring. So whether this is the only bike or a second bike, I think this bike has plenty to give you for options. And the cool part is, and I think this is the only bike in the market that has it for adventure touring, is that if you get the special option for this motorcycle for like $1,000, you get this adaptive automatic seat height changer. And I'm definitely butchering the terminology, but it drops the bike by like 1.5 inches, so it's just over 30 inches of seat height, which is awesome, because majority of adventure bike like the GS, you kind of have to be a tall rider, good length on the inseam, and I have pretty short inseam. I'm 30 inches, so when I first got on this motorcycle, I actually had to tiptoe, but then as soon as I turned on the engine, it dropped the bike and I was very comfortable on it. But yeah, I wish I could take this bike out a little bit longer, and maybe in the future I can ask Steve from Barnes to take one out for a little bit longer ride so I can do a proper review of this bike. But as a new rider with less than a year of experience, I can definitely fall in love with this bike and get used to riding it comfortably. I probably wouldn't pick this bike up as my first bike though, because 150 base horsepower is a little daunting, but the handling of this bike is super easy. Like, the cornering feels really smooth. Ooh, I always love using Brembo disc brake. But yeah, the handguard feels good, and I believe this one comes with a hand warmer. They thought of everything on this bike. And I don't know what it is, but my butt feels warm. I wonder if this has a seat warmer. Either that or my pants are on fire. Or I shat myself. But my butt's getting warm, and it's a little humid outside, so I don't like it right now. This bike, for a liquid cooled engine, it's producing a lot of heat on my extremities. Like, I feel it on both feet now. Alright, back to the dealership. That was too short of a ride, guys. Let's see if I can take a good sharp corner. Pretty decent. This is where I get to practice the slow maneuvers. Yeah, she's smooth. She's smooth. I like it. Oh, yeah, I can feel that. I can feel as soon as I stop, the seat just lowers so naturally. There we go. Wow, that was an interesting ride. I'm kind of mesmerized how this bike felt. In terms of the controls, like I said, I couldn't talk about it because I was rushed out here, but it has a lot of things going here. I think I'll cover it a little bit more in detail when I actually do a full review of this bike. But hopefully you guys enjoyed my 20-minute ride on the Harley Davidson 2021 Pan America. Click that subscribe button so you can watch the full review when I do it later on in the future. Till next time, ride safe, ride prepared, ride on. Peace.